Is that a chill in the air, or is it simply Mariah Carey defrosting? We get to the bottom of that mystery today on the 1 Hour One Brain Cell podcast. We see you guys out here streaming All I Want for Christmas Is You in the first week of November. It's too early. Too early. Put it back. Not yet. Close, but not yet. Welcome back to the 1 Hour One Brain Cell podcast. I feel really weird to be visible this week. I was like looking at I'm like, wow, what's different this week? Oh yeah, I'm actually on camera and not beneath a sheet. So that's a big new change. So that's different, but one thing that has stayed the same is I am joined as always by my co-host Jersey Mike,
and I am joined by my co-host Jordan, who has been in the same state as me twice in the last 30 days but has refused to be like, hey, do you want to meet up?
Communication is not a one-way street.
You left me hanging again. You were here in Arizona.
You left me hanging again,
and I didn't see you.
I was in town for a grand total of 24, maybe 36 hours. Yeah, I landed like 5 o'clock on Friday. Friday? No, Saturday. I landed like 5 o'clock on Saturday. I don't know what day it is. Somehow it's Monday. I just came back from the airport. Time's not real. Like, all the clocks in my house are wrong. I told you this before the show, but like,
yes.
Daylight savings occurred while I was gone. So now every clock in my house is an hour wrong, and I arrived home thinking that it was like 7:30 and I was going to be up until just the middle of the night doing the podcast. I've never been so relieved to like look at my phone and see 6:30. So anyway, landed Saturday night, had a wedding Sunday that pretty much took up my whole day, and then flew out this morning and just arrived and just got back. It's been a disaster, kind of like, just, I don't know, I feel out of it. The airport is a liminal space, like in between time, because like the bar at the airport opens at like 9 a.m. or something. Like you can just go. Like that guy on Twitter that said that he was seated next to somebody at the Chili's Bar and Grill in the O'Hare airport, and he wasn't even flying out. He just like lived locally and came to the... I can't vouch for whether that's real or not, but yeah, it's been a whirlwind. Daylight savings. I think we yelled about this last year, but that is our first topic on the podcast today is daylight savings. Do you agree with it? I know my parents agree with it this time of year because my mom likes to only be 2 hours different than me if she has to call me for some reason.
It's great. It doesn't matter here in Phoenix because the clocks never change.
That is true. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's inconvenient for us because I spend most of the winter months in the darkness. So you get that vitamin D supplement up. Otherwise, you get that seasonal depression like no other out here. Like I'll go into work first thing in the morning, dark. I leave. If I stay a little bit late, dark. You never see the sun all day long. This can't possibly be good for me.
Sorry if I'm distracted. I'm trying to look for a picture for the last 3 minutes, and I can't find this damn picture.
He's scrolling. He be doom scrolling over there. He's plot twist. I'm getting notifications. It's just like Richie sent you a TikTok. Richie's like
just
be present, screen
distracted by the air. No, where is this damn picture? I could have sworn it's here somewhere. Maybe I deleted it.
What are you looking for?
You'll see when I find it. You'll find out, okay?
Maybe I won't see. If you can't find it, I'll never know.
That's true. I'll just... Okay.
Just keep going. I'll direct it somewhere else. I will direct it to the wedding I had this weekend because you don't have any input on this, so I'll just take over here. You don't get to talk.
I'm
How
useless.
about that? You don't get to speak. Be quiet.
I don't think this picture actually exists. I think I just made it up in my head.
I really wish I knew what you were going for,
This
because I could
picture
maybe help
exists.
you.
I swear to God, this picture exists because I took this picture
It
of
vanished
you.
along with the extra hour of daylight saving. What picture of me? Oh no, I'm
No, it's not
horrified.
bad. It's not bad. It's just I just can't find the damn picture. It's gone.
Is it the one that I'm thinking of where I was standing in the dark?
No. It's not that picture.
Okay.
No, it relates to something you said earlier on in the show.
Oh god. Well, good news. I blacked out all of that, so you're on your own. Um. Okay, let's talk about the wedding I
We'll
went to this
reconvene
weekend.
after the show and we can figure out if we can find this picture or not.
Sure. We
'Cause
can.
if
we
I
can
don't
hold
have it, then
court.
I think you may have it.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know. If it's good enough, maybe I'll just post it on the social media and then all the people can figure out what you were looking for the last 5 minutes. So, the wedding I went to this weekend was in Sedona. I probably haven't been to Sedona since I was a kid. We were trying to remember, my parents and I, on the way up there. They very generously drove me and then just hung out around Sedona until I called and was like, "Yeah, I'm good here on the wedding. Please shuttle me home." It was really nice of them, but the parking situation was also a disaster because if you've never, most of the people listening to this who are related to me have probably been to Sedona, but for everybody else who listens to this randomly, it's mostly uphill. Just the city of Sedona has some crazy hills going on. And the venue that they chose for this was like an Airbnb that also had a little bit of like an outdoor hosting space. So it was basically just a house. And the way that you got to it was that you had two options. You could no I think normally you can just drive up there, but it's also near a trailhead, and I guess if there's a lot of traffic, what they like to have people do is park at the bottom of this hill in like a church parking lot, and then they have a shuttle that'll take you up and down the hill, so it minimizes the number of cars on the road and the traffic and things like that. But we just decided, like, we showed up, I don't know, about an hour before the ceremony, and we just decided to like see if they would let us drive up there and drop off and come back. And the person at the bottom was like, "Sure, no big deal." Like, they didn't tell me anything about like, you can't, so I'll just move this cone for you and like see you in a minute. And so we drove up there and we get 85% of the way, and we see the big white bus that's like the shuttle van. It's like pulled off to the right hand side of the road. And initially I think we're just thinking that like, because we see a car coming through on the left, and we think that everybody's just trying to move over so that this car can come down and then we can all go up. And the car on the left gets through, but the bus on the right is literally not moving. We're like, "What's the sitch here?" And we take a closer look at it, and the bus is like off the road. Like, the two right hand side wheels are like
Oh man.
chunked in this ditch, like at an angle that it's definitely not supposed to be at, and the shuttle is definitely not running, and there's people out there that are like, for lack of a better word, like trying to get it unstuck, and they're actively calling AAA. So the very first shuttle that went up the hill for this wedding broke down, like went off the road. And the road is so narrow that most cars, including the one that my parents had, were too wide to squeeze through between the shuttle and the edge of the road, because the whole thing was like at an incline.
Yeah.
So my parents just let me out, and I walked the rest of the way, but it was only, like 1,000 feet straight uphill, which, like, not a huge deal, but I'm wearing heels. It wasn't great. And
Hey, we have experience walking up
we do.
uphill from
We
our
actually
time at
really
Red
do.
Rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, and also downhill when the whole thing was wet. It was like, oh my goodness gracious.
That was very scary. Yes.
Yeah, that was insane. It was like hiking. So, the people that were on the first shuttle were lucky slash unlucky because they did make it upward. But everybody else after that had to get like ferried essentially back and forth, like unofficially, by one of the members of the wedding party, like the relatives
Yeah.
that had that white car. It was the only car that was like a Camry or a Corolla or something, and it was the only thing that was narrow enough that it could squeeze past the shuttle.
Yeah.
So that person was up and down the hill probably a million times to just take people because
Oh
the shuttle
man.
was no longer working. And obviously, like, if this happens an hour before the ceremony, right? Like, the bride is probably really stressed out because, like, people are not here. There's like half of the guests that are not arrived because there's no way up the hill at this moment in time unless you hoof it or you catch a ride. And they ended up delaying the ceremony by like a half hour to try and just get everybody possible
Yeah.
there. And some people still did not make it. But we really did our best. And to everybody's credit, they adapted very well to a difficult situation. But that was a little bit of a wonky start to the night. So it was, had to work through that one. And I've confidently never seen that before. So that went off. Otherwise it was really fun. The venue was beautiful. The views were awesome. It was up there by like Cathedral Rock. All of the rocks look the same to me, but I guess they all have different names like Bell Rock and Castle Rock and Cathedral Rock. They're all just big red rocks. For those of you that feel like you're missing something, you can Google image it and it's probably the same. But it was really fun. There was a good group of folks there and mostly people that like the bride was an old teammate of mine, and so there were a lot of my old teammates from hockey back there, and then her husband also played hockey and worked for the Coyotes, and so a bunch of folks that we knew from that. So it was just a good group and like good to see all of them again. It's been a minute for some of us, so
Mm-hmm.
that's probably my favorite part about a wedding is just it's bringing together people you haven't talked to in a minute. You're like, man, I forgot how nice this is.
Yeah. 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 I will say it must be nice not being a part of because the last two weddings I've been to, I've been a part of the actual wedding party, which is like way more responsibility than anybody should give me. So honestly, it's really kind of a miracle. You know me long enough now that it's a miracle that both Corey and Kat were allowed me the opportunity to be a part of their bridal party, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, it's
But
a vote of confidence.
yeah,
They're like, honestly, I think he could do it. Well, you didn't get to participate in the group dance at the last wedding, so
that's
maybe that
correct.
was your like off the hook. So
Yes, thank goodness. Correct.
yeah, I've only been in the bridal party once, and it was when my aunt was remarried, and I was, gosh, how old was I? 16 or 17 years old, pretty young. And I remember they wanted to have a really fun ceremony, and they had like all of the bridal party and the groomsmen like dance down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom and I like choreographed this, 30-second like dance bit or whatever. Like, Dan, we went down together, I am pretty sure that the whole time I just had like the dress that I had on had some really thin straps, and the whole time I just had my arms like here because I was so concerned about there being like a wardrobe malfunction. So the pictures of us like doing our quote dance like down the aisle, my arms are like no higher than my shoulders. It's like I was not giving it my full effort, but that was the only time I've ever been in a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I am perfectly happy to remain an attendee. Yep. To anybody listening. So, on that note, I guess we could segue. You've added to this very nicely because we only had two topics on this as of about 2 hours ago. You've added onto this our new DJ career. Tell the people
Yes.
about this. What are
Okay.
you thinking? What's your plan?
Well, okay. Yeah, you texted me yesterday after the wedding was over, and you said there was no two hands dance break.
There was not.
So we
You were lacking one at your last
Yes.
endeavor.
Yes. And so I came up with a truly ridiculous concocted theory that, first of all, if you listen to the show before, you know that Jordan and I only listen to bangers. Okay. That's it. We don't listen to
Yeah.
crap. Okay. We are not listening to Shabuzi. All right.
We're the authority, basically, is what he's trying to say. Like, we
Yeah.
have tracks of the week every week because we love music so
Yes.
much and we only
Yes.
listen to good music.
We only listen to bangers, and so I came up with a theory that what better way to showcase our enjoyment of banger music that we would be incredible wedding DJs. Usually, wedding DJ is just one person, okay? But hear me
Hmm.
out. Hear me out, okay? Hear me out. You and I can be the Daft Punk of wedding DJs.
That's
Okay,
what I'm.
so
Can we get the helmets though?
yeah, we can like make
Okay.
our own helmets of some ilk.
Hmm.
And yeah, we'll have like cool sick DJ names, and we'll just play only bangers, and it'll be
Okay.
great. And I think we would crush it.
I'm kind of halfway sold on this already. I agree with you. The thing about a wedding playlist and a good wedding playlist, like per the last few that I have attended, is that there's very much something to be said for a good wedding DJ that understands that in my personal opinion, there should be at least two, if not three different segments of music that are clearly defined and divided. So your first like segment has to just be to warm the people up. You need to get them out on the dance floor. You can't shock them right away. Like you can't force people out there and be like, it's time for dancing. It's like not everybody's going to be warm to that. So you have to ease them on there. And then there should be a good chunk that is accessible to everybody. That's like the crowd pleasers. It's like if you have something on there that's a must play that you know has to be around like your family and friends, like the groom at ours, the bride and groom, like Life is a Highway from Cars. So like that was on at this one. It was like that's the stuff you have to play in the primary part where everybody can be involved in that. It's like grandma likes that song. Any kids that might be there, if you choose to have kids there, can enjoy that song. It's nothing crazy. But then you have to have the essential segment, which is the transition with the absolute bangers. So you play the good stuff. Save Dancing Queen, like save all that towards the end of the night a little bit, towards the end of like the break where the relatives start to ditch off, grandma goes to bed, like
Yeah.
that whole thing. That's the dividing line right there. Like as soon as you see the relatives start to, leave the dance floor and segue back to where they are and it's mostly just like your friends, the younger crowd, whatever it is, that's when you play the hard stuff. Like you
Yeah.
get into no hands at that point in time and it just keep it going. Just ride
Right.
ride that vibe for the rest of the night and it's critical to have a DJ that understands that there's segments of the night like that. That's what gets it going.
Thumbs up. See? Yeah.
It
Agree.
agrees with me. I don't know. Agreed. Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for like having a full playlist that you curate. Like, I get it. It's your
Yeah.
day. You want to be in charge of the music and what plays. You also got to have a little freedom because it's fun to be surprised. If you go somewhere with live music and a live DJ and you're hoping for a song all night and they drop it, there's like no better
Yeah.
feeling than that. And being
Yeah.
with your friends and that, and it's like give them a little creativity there. That's the good stuff.
We got, like I said, I mentioned on the last wedding episode that we got My Heart Will Go On from Celine Dion, which was incredible.
Yeah, it's a great choice. I was hoping
Everybody,
that might make the cut this time, but it didn't.
everybody loved that one too, which was great. Especially it was like kind of near the end of the night, so everybody was a little loosey goosey, with a little bit of boozy in there, little little boozy. So
Little
it was great.
shaboozy.
Yeah, yeah. Even like I think I mentioned this before, but yeah, even like Isabel was out there at Kat's wedding, just jamming along with myself and a couple other people
Yeah.
to Celine
Weddings are
Dion.
a judgment-free zone. Like
Yeah.
you can and should dance at a wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, nobody's gonna make fun of you for that. Yeah, that's good stuff. You look like you have something to add.
No. No. I was just saying. I was just taking a breath.
Okay, take a deep breath. And Yeah, there you go. Like
chakra,
box breathing,
karma,
ASMR, like
inshallah.
yeah. Just like we need one of those like Tibetan like singing bowls that you hit
Yeah,
it and it goes like bee. It has that frequency.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we need one of those for the show. Anyway, Richie and I would be really great DJs. Hire us for your next event. We will make the mix, and there will be a 2 hands dance break. You're welcome.
Yes.
We're introducing all your relatives to it. Maybe we'll do a choreography segment. Like we'll teach a little bit before that. Here's the basics, just so you can be included. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Here's here is vigilante shit. Break out the chair.
With the chairs.
Let me show you a little something.
Please. Please, please, please. I'm gonna hire you to do that job. Just at my eventual
crush it,
wedding
man.
that we're theoretically thinking that I'll have. I'm hiring you ahead of time to do that job. You get to lead that. You can pick about 4 other people to be your backup dancers.
Yep.
You can't choose me. But choose wisely. Okay.
I'll have it on lock, yo. As if I don't already do.
I believe that for you. I really do. I have faith in that. Speaking of Taylor Swift, let's segue. I witnessed Karma on an airplane on the way out there. What's the worst? Like, I want to know from you, just off the top of your head, like, what's a bad behavior thing you've witnessed from like another passenger on a plane? Like taking the shoes and socks off, like just airplanes are lawless places.
They are. I've been lucky. I haven't had anything that has like ticked me off completely.
Mm-hmm.
I there was like something where I was flying somewhere recently and like they were was that maybe I'm pretty sure it was on like a flight somewhere and like there were people like arguing over a seat or something. And I was like, why are we I think it was because like or like either getting on or off and like somebody was getting pissed about the procedure of getting on and off the plane. I think that's what it was. My memory is again, time and space don't exist on airplanes. So
Correct. Yep.
I space out and I don't even know what happens around me. Like got my AirPods on, I don't know. But there was some sort of an argument happening about the etiquette and I'm like anyway, people suck. I hate people, but whatever.
It feels like everybody's worst behavior comes out when they're getting onto an airplane or getting off of an airplane. Like there surely has to be a better way to do this, but we've never figured it out.
Correct.
Like, okay. The lady in front of me on the flight out. First of all, do you know what the FFA is?
The Federal Flight Administration.
Not the FAA.
No, yeah, the Federal Flight. That's what I said.
Aviation.
That's what I said. The Federal Flight Administration. It's a little bit different.
I like where your head's at. It is the FFA is the Future Farmers of America, I think.
Okay, had nothing to do with airplanes. Cool.
Right, nothing to do with airplanes. But on this day, it had everything to do with airplanes because apparently there was an FFA convention in Indianapolis, and I have never seen so many like. This is like the agricultural equivalent of theater kids. There were just so many children in like Glee style like chapter jackets, you know what I mean? That just say like here's your name and here's what chapter you're from and like whatever. And then all of their, mentors or supervisors or sponsors or whatever it is for like the club, presumably at whatever school they come from. And they all had giant bags of carry-on luggage. Like they had never been inside of an airport before and like knew what a luggage requirement was. And they overwhelmed the entire Indianapolis airport. I've never seen so many people in one spot in that airport. It was just like a mass of humanity. And the people that sat next to me on that flight did so because I was not FFA. They were like, please get me out of here. Like... I was like in my tracksuit, like my school sponsored tracksuit, and they were like, you are not with them, so we're gonna sit next to you.
Yeah.
Case in point, everybody was on their worst behavior on that flight. It was awful. It was like people were yelling and screaming and clapping when the plane lands and like kicking seats and doing all kinds of crazy and just like bonking each other with bags, like just in the aisle with like this giant, I was sitting on the aisle by the way, but like in the aisle with this giant backpack on, and then just like boom, like turn around and just deck you in the face, like kind of deal. Like just no sense of personal space. But the people in front of me, in the row in front of me, were arguably the worst, and they committed one of the worst transgressions you can do in an enclosed public space, which is to consume a hot seafood item. The lady in front of me in the middle seat, so I could, not only could I smell it, but I could see it, had a hot tuna fish sandwich. Okay? It was one of the most disgusting things I've ever smelled. And to watch her consume this item in about 30 seconds flat was horrifying. I watched that happen. And then 45 minutes later, because I was just watching the football game at this point, I wasn't watching a movie, so I was just loosely engrossed in what was going on there. About 45 minutes later, like clockwork, this lady stands up like she's got an emergency from the middle seat in front of me and just jets out into the aisle and goes into the bathroom. And I kid you not, she was in there for like a half hour. It was like we were real time witnessing the fall of an empire with this like tuna fish revenge that occurred. I thought we were going to have to start, like, the flight attendants up there were starting to get concerned because this person was in the bathroom for so long, and there was only one front bathroom. Also, love that they call them lavatories on planes. Like, it somehow makes them any more
Yeah.
regal than the fact that it's basically just a flying porta potty. Like, they're like, there are two forward lavatories. You're like, that's a bathroom. You don't fool us. This lady was in there for so long that the flight attendants up there were starting to like look at each other and get a little bit concerned. Like, do we have to do a well check on them? And I had to pee at this point in time, and I'm sitting in the aisle seat because I've prepared myself for, like, if I have to pee, I don't want to climb over somebody.
Yes.
So I'm going to prepare ahead of time, and I'm going to sit in an aisle seat. I'm going to get docked with a backpack, but later in this flight, I'm going to be able to get up, no problem. That was not true. That was actually not true, Ellen. This lady was in the bathroom for a billion hours. And then at some point I look up, I'm missing like halftime during this football game, and halftime in a televised college football game lasts forever.
Yes.
So I'm using that to keep track of time. So at some point I look up and I see that light go off. That means like it's no longer occupied. And
Yeah.
I quick unbuckle my seatbelt and I'm leaning out into the aisle, and her husband gets up from the seat in front of me and just does the slowest get up while occupying the entire aisle, so I can't get past him. And there's
Yeah.
only one front restroom. So he gets up and then goes in there. And at this point, I'm in row 6 because I like to sit in the front. At this point, I'm contemplating walking back 20 rows past the entire FFA to go to the bathroom back there because
Yeah.
it's not happening. It's truly not happening. And I'm starting to fear for my life, and we're running out of time in halftime, and I don't want to miss the football game. And finally, that dude.
Well,
comes out from
at
up
that,
there
can we put the disclaimer on that at the halftime, if I'm not mistaken, the score was 42-3 or something like that. So,
No, it wasn't that bad yet.
oh, I thought they were up like,
No. That was like the final. At halftime, it wasn't so bad. I think. Hold on. Not that I remember. I may be in the Kurt Signetti school of like, oh, it wasn't that bad. It was 20-3 at halftime.
oh,
So
okay.
not horrible.
Yeah,
but,
that's
like,
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was still locked in on this. And finally, after about an hour, that bathroom up there freed up, and I was like a little bit afraid to go into it, and like what would I find? Like, is it
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
a Dexter crime scene? It was perfectly fine. So I don't know what she went through in there that was like Vietnam, but she paid the price for offending everybody else with this tuna fish sandwich, and I don't resent her for that. I think she got what was coming to her. So don't have hot fish on an airplane.
Disgusting.
Yeah, gross.
That's
Really gross. Super gross. Okay,
no.
I've told my stories, so I need you to tell your story about what happened in NASCAR to you this weekend, which is also lamentable.
Yes. I did tell you the story off the air, which we can't get to here. So there's that story. Maybe for another time.
Maybe I don't.
yeah.
I don't know if we can don't know if we can air that one out.
Yeah.
It's not that it's not family friendly, but it's contains personal details.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm covering
Makes it
NASCAR.
sound like you have a rash or something. We're like, no, actually,
I'm okay. Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah,
Everybody's fine.
we're good. We just yeah. Please relay to your parents who are going to listen to this that everything is okay.
They're fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not. I don't think they're worried about you. Well, maybe they are actually. They should be.
For a whole different reason.
Please continue.
Anyway, okay, so yeah, NASCAR championship here in Phoenix. So I was out at the racetrack all weekend. Sunday gets there, and I show up to the track pretty late, much later than I am supposed to, and I show up like right around the time of the drivers meeting and the red carpet happening. And then by the time I get inside, that has already taken place. And so all the dignitaries have moved their way out to the main stage area and onto the grid and pit lane, etc., etc. Turns out that one of the dignitaries that was there at the racetrack at Phoenix Raceway, unbeknownst to anybody, and a complete surprise because she was not announced to be there, Sydney Sweeney was there. I was breathing the same air as Sydney Sweeney this weekend, and I missed her.
And her dog.
And her dog. Yes, I missed her because she was promoting a new movie that she's in, playing a boxer, and she was there, and I missed her. Talk about karma. Karma's got to come back around eventually, you know?
Yeah.
Like here, and you know the worst part about it is that my co-host Cole and his brother, who was also there, they both got selfies with Sydney Sweeney.
Oh no. Shoot. Yeah, I don't think I'd put together fully that the story that you told me off the air and that one were directly related from like a timeline perspective. Now it's starting to make sense, and now I just feel really bad. I'm sorry.
But you know, it's like the thing, like first of all, I wouldn't have asked her for a picture because I hate doing that. Like I'm not going to do anything with that picture. So like,
Right.
oh, cool. It's a picture of me. What the hell is it going to do on my phone? Like, who's going to be impressed by that? You know, like,
Yeah,
is it just,
like, I don't know. I guess I can post it on social media once and then never look at it again.
yeah, I'm going to send it to you and Corey and be like, hey, look who I met today. And we'll forget about it 2 weeks from now.
Sure. Well, maybe. Maybe on your deathbed, you're like, bring me the photo of me and that famous person.
Yes.
Want to relive my glory days.
That will happen. We're going to manifest it that happens for the Hacks panel. And they're doing like pictures afterwards, or they do like the cast signing.
Yeah.
And we'll have a picture of with either of us and the cast of Hacks, which would be sick.
Yeah. Maybe both of us together. That it'll just be I can picture this, that it'll be a photo shot from the crowd, so at the panel it'll be shot from the crowd direction pointing toward the stage, and it'll be you and I dressed like idiots standing in front of the stage with the whole rest of the cast up at that silly table that's up there.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be it. Or maybe I could also see it being a selfie from one of the cast and crew, like turned the other way with like the whole rest of the room. Like we'll be in that.
Yes.
We'll certainly be in that.
Manifesting.
We do a lot of manifesting on this show.
We do.
We believe in the power of that.
They posted over the weekend or like last week that they were like doing the final table read for like the final episode of the season. I was like, oh, we're getting close.
That makes me sick.
It is very sad.
Realistically, I know that it can't go forever, and it's better to not overstay its welcome as far as like TV shows go. But Hacks is forever.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Hacks is forever. The Pit season 2 should be coming up at some point.
It is.
I think they're saying January.
Yes.
Streets are saying.
You know what? I lost access to my HBO.
What happened?
They are cracking down on password sharing now.
Huh.
Yes. So I have never paid for my HBO. I steal it from somebody else. And I tried to log in over the weekend to watch a movie. I don't even remember. I was gonna watch probably a scary movie or something. I don't know.
True.
And then it turns out I like go to log in. My little icon is a Hacks character.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I chose?
I'm trying to remember because I feel like you told me or I saw
No, you know
this.
what? I think we changed it. I think we changed it when we were watching HBO, when we were watching Hacks for Con. And
Yeah.
I like went and changed it. And I think you were there in the same room. So
I
do you
I don't remember. I think it's one of Jimmy or Kayla, but I don't remember which one it is.
correct? I changed it to Jimmy.
Yeah. That feels right for you.
Um anyway, so yeah, I don't have access to HBO anymore. So I don't
Oh no.
have yeah, so
They're taking everything from us. The ancient texts, they're taking F1 TV from us. They're taking
yes.
HBO Max from us.
Yes. So I will not be resubscribing on my own because it's expensive. And I won't be doing so until Hacks comes out, and then I'll cancel again.
Sounds fair to me. Like we're just rapidly approaching like cable 2.0.
Yes.
There was a thing that happened last week that was like, and I didn't even know that this was in contention, but it was like Disney and ESPN could not reach an agreement or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they took all the ESPN content off of YouTube TV, which is a thing that I've never subscribed to, but like we have it at my work. We have it on the Fire Stick that goes to the
Mm-hmm.
TV, and like pretty much we just always have ESPN on. Not for my lack of trying to do something else, but people were mad about that. They were like, it was the Friday, and so like college football games were happening on
Yep.
Saturday. They were like, I'm gonna lose access to all of this. I mean, the more that these streaming services keep trying to charge high prices and restrict access to things and blah blah blah, we're just rapidly steering towards another version of cable.
Yeah.
It's like all of this that we went through with people like cutting the cord on
Yeah.
cable is just going to come back to bite them. Like my parents still pay for cable,
Yeah.
and then I steal their login for things, but it's fine. They don't need to know that. The cable company does not need to. My parents know that because I have to text them every time it makes me ask for an access code.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry about that. I have to make sure that I do that at like accessible hours.
Yeah. And now it's better because of
It's only
daylight
2
savings.
hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
We decided to save daylight. Yeah, let's talk about. I know you have a lot on your letterbox recently. Let's jump through that. I was trying to catch up on everybody's reviews on things while I was on the plane.
Let's see. What do we got here? I don't even remember what I did. Okay, here we go. Diary. Oh my, holy shit, I watched a lot of movies in October. Dear Lord, did I do anything else? What the hell did I do? I did not. You look at my letterbox and you think this guy has zero life.
Yeah,
Except
this
for-
dude's unemployed. That's not true. You're so employed. You have so many jobs and you're so good at all of them, but you do watch a lot of movies.
I do. Yeah, how many, I can't even count how many movies I watched.
Please.
An excessive amount. Okay, anyway, couple movies I saw. I think last week on the last week's show, I said that I was gonna go see Springsteen. Like, and I was like, had done the show, and I was like, I'm gonna go see the Springsteen movie afterwards. So I think that's where we
Yeah.
left off.
Oh my god, that's when you had the incident. Your A-list your theater operations incident that you texted me a picture
Oh,
of?
it
You texted me
was.
multiple
Yeah.
pictures.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, we
yes.
didn't talk about this last week.
Yeah. I'm glad you remembered that because I did. I did not remember that, but yes. So yeah, I went to go see the Springsteen movie, and I walk in the theater. I'm like the first one there. AMC delays their starts of their movies by like half an hour, so you can show up at like 15 minutes. So if the listed time is 8, movie we usually start at 8:30. You can show up at about 8:15, which is kind of what I did. And I'm still somehow the first person in the theater. So I walk in and I go to sit down in my seat. It's a Dolby theater, so the seat's very comfy. And I go, I feel like we should be getting something here on the screen. And usually they're like, we are in trailer territory. The trailers are usually playing by now. I've been in this exact theater many times before. I'm like, I should go tell these poor teenagers who are working out front that, hello, there's nothing playing on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so they eventually got it fixed. Luckily, no previews though, so I didn't. So now I'm in the dark about what movies are coming out. I don't know what's happening.
Literally in the dark.
Yes, yes, exactly. It was very, very dark in there. The picture, I think
the picture you sent me was so scary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was, yeah, no lights, no, yeah, it was very scary. But anyway, yeah, they got the movie going eventually on time, 8:30, and it was fine. It was like, you ever think you go to a movie and you're like, oh, this will be like a cool like little concert movie. Like they're gonna play a bunch of the songs and it'll be like kind of a cool time, be like a little concert. Rocket Man was that way, the Queen movie was that way. Even the Bob Dylan movie had some cool sequences in there, and Elvis movie was, great performances throughout.
It was a trip. Yeah.
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann, shout out. This movie was the most depressing goddamn movie I've seen in so long.
Oh no.
Yes, Chef was good in the movie. Yes, Chef did a fine job as Bruce.
Well, we thought he would. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is like, it was legit the most depressing movie I've seen in a long time, because like the entire movie is about how depressed Bruce Springsteen was at this point in his life, when he was putting out this particular album in the early 80s. I'm like, oh, Jesus, this was not what I expected.
All right.
So 3 stars to that one.
Okay.
Yes.
What was your review?
I said,
I like to know what you put.
I've never been a Springsteen fan, so this was all new to me. What a depressing movie. Jeremy Strong MVP.
Okay.
In Succession, he played like Bruce Springsteen's manager in the movie, and he's great.
Okay.
I think Jeremy Strong is truly like, I think one of the best actors right now. Truly.
He's L to the OG from
Yes.
Succession? Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
Like I know his face, but
yeah. He played Kendall on the show.
Okay.
And he's gonna play Mark Zuckerberg, I think, coming out, I think maybe next year in the sequel to Social Network. He's playing Mark Zuckerberg, which I think he's
First
gonna
one
crush.
is so good. Why do we need a sequel?
I don't know. I do not know why we need a sequel, but here we are. Jeremy Strong is gonna crush it though. Like, again, I'm calling it right now. Jeremy Strong is going to get nominated for Best Actor. Like, he's got to follow up Jesse Eisenberg, who is like pretty damn perfect in Social Network, but Jeremy Strong is going to crush it too, because he's good in everything. So that was Bruce. That was Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. Very depressing. Okay. I rewatched some other movies. I watched the Scream movies. I know you watched the Scream movie recently, right? You watched.
I did. I watched the latest one.
The newest one. Yeah, I watched up through 5, Scream 5.
Okay.
I think I didn't get around to watching
I remember
6.
1 and 4 being pretty good. 5 was like okay, and then I thought 6 was pretty good.
Yeah.
But 4, I think, was Wes Craven's final one.
Yeah, that was Wes's last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that one too, but I didn't give it a review. I just gave it 3 stars. I didn't say anything about it.
Okay.
Okay,
didn't make any impact on you.
That's odd of me. Usually I'll leave some sort of review. Okay, so the other movie I watched that's out new was Begonia. This is the new Emma Stone
bald movie.
Yes.
Did I tell you about that? I think I talked about this on the podcast, but the trailer for that came on when I was at work, and there was a kid that was in there that just baffled, just really quietly was like, Emma Stone bald? Like, yep. That is true. That's that movie forever for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Emma Stone.
I gave this movie 4.5 stars. I was really, really surprised by it, because I went in and was like, oh, this is going to be good, right? And then Ken was like, God dang, that movie was actually really great. Here's what I said in my review. Everything about this movie was unhinged, was never not entertained the entire runtime, was surprised at some of the themes Yorgos was dealing with here too. Jesse Plemons MVP, and I think he's going to get a Best Actor nomination.
I saw that coming down from Kat and Chris's reviews as well.
Yeah.
That Jesse Plemons was really good in that.
Yes.
What was he? Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of what movie he was in. Was it Game Night with Bateman and Rachel McAdams that he was like the police officer?
I don't recall.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
Now I gotta look it up. That's a decent one actually. Jesse Plemons. Game Night. Yep. He was Gary. His character's name was Gary. And he's like just this super incompetent police officer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good movie actually. Like Sneaky. I remember seeing that one in theaters for whatever reason. Like why I would pay money to go and see that movie. I don't know, but we did. So
That's funny.
yeah. Is that your whole run?
I mean, there's
You had
plenty
five
more.
Scream movies and a couple other things.
Yes, exactly.
Oof. Okay.
A couple other rewatches in there too that I don't know if I liked, but I watched. Like I said, I rewatched Nosferatu recently. Rewatched The Batman on Halloween because The Batman is a Halloween movie, contrary to what you believe.
Yeah, I don't believe that, but that's fine.
Because it takes place on Halloween.
But like, that's the same argument that people have about whether Die Hard is a Christmas
Yes.
movie or not.
Yes. And then the main character in the damn movie dresses up as a bat.
But he does that year round. That's
That is the
mental
most
illness.
Halloween. That's Halloween. That's what you do. It takes October 31st. It takes place mostly at night. And the main character dresses as a bat. That's Halloween.
He needs a therapist. He doesn't need to be dressing like a bat. He needs to go to therapy about his parents getting shot and killed. Okay. There you go. Are you still selling comic books? Is that going well for you?
No, well,
Are
I
you
haven't had.
out?
I actually haven't had a lot of time to do it lately, so I haven't been done it. Oh man, I miss how good this anyway. That storyline was. I was just like scrolling through and look at some of the art and was like, damn, the art in that
That's one
particular
thing
arc
I've
was
always
great.
really appreciated is like comic book artists are so underappreciated. Like I feel like we just take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like
Yes,
that's somebody's job to make it look like that, and most of them do an incredible job.
yes, absolutely. There's Oh, we can. Okay, yeah. And what was I talking about? Movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Batman is Halloween movie. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You can't
Sure.
convince me otherwise.
Well, I'm sure I can, but give me a little bit to come up with a counter argument here. Uh, I have to argue back. I'm simply incapable of letting that sit as
If
it
it
is
didn't
without an
take
argument.
place on Halloween, it wouldn't be a Halloween movie.
But that's the oh my god, it's never mind. We don't have enough time for that.
The second, the opening scene of the movie is the Riddler, and he kills the mayor or whoever he is, and then the next scene is Bruce's journal, and he says it's Thursday, October 31st.
Okay. Sure. The Mothman prophecies takes place between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mothman has nothing to do with either of those holidays, but because it happened on one of those days, like you could argue that the Mothman prophecies is a Christmas movie. Per your logic.
I don't know what this is you're speaking of. I'm pretty sure you just made it off of the top of your head. It doesn't
No,
actually
that's
exist.
a real movie. That's a real movie, by the way.
What is it called?
The Mothman prophecies. It's from 2002. It has Richard Gere in it.
Yeah,
But it's like
this is a fake movie. This doesn't.
no, the thing that
never heard-
makes the thing that makes a movie a holiday movie is that the events of that movie could not have taken place on any other day whatsoever. Like The Nightmare Before Christmas is either a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie, depending on what side you're on, because it has to do with those two holidays, like exclusively.
Yeah.
right? Love Actually is a Christmas movie. Elf is a Christmas movie because all those things are like directly lineage. The Batman could have taken place on any other day in October, even. It doesn't specifically have to do with Halloween. Therefore, it's not
No,
a Halloween movie.
no, but it takes place. That's the thing is like Halloween is this very specific day, and it takes place.
I don't care that it takes place on that day. I'm saying that if the events of that thing could not have happened on any other day, then sure, it's a Halloween movie. Could it have happened on November 1st and it would have been the same Batman movie? Definitely.
Yeah, yes, but then it wouldn't
Okay.
be a Halloween
Therefore,
movie.
not a Halloween movie. Great. We're there.
But the fact that they mentioned that was specifically taking place on Halloween, then that's like I have the same argument with Die
Halloween
Hard
mentioned.
too, because Die Hard would not have taken place if it wasn't for Christmas.
Well, we know what side you're on. You're a Die
Yeah.
Hard guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been established. Anyway, sound off in the comments or whatever that if you think Richie's wrong or if you think that I'm wrong, but I won't.
Is
I run the account, so if you think
Batman
that
a Halloween movie?
what is Victoria's Secret?
Here it is, right here from Reddit. Friendly reminder that the Batman is a Halloween movie.
Okay.
Right there.
I watched Coco, which is actually a Dia de los Muertos movie.
Jordan's had enough of me tonight already.
That's enough. We're moving on. I watched Coco. The only other time I've attempted to see Coco was probably the year that it came out with literally the teammate of mine that got married this weekend. And she was obsessed with one of the songs from it, Un Poco Loco, for, I don't know, a handful of time. And so the last time we tried to watch it, she just wanted to skip to that part and watch the part with the song in it, and we didn't watch any of the rest of it for whatever reason. And I came back to it this year because I was like, oh, it's the right time of year. Like I might as well watch it. This movie's not friendly. This movie's not friendly as an adult, but like it's a liability. I was sitting at home on my couch like crying during the last 20 minutes of Coco. Like, could I predict absolutely everything that was going to happen? Yeah, definitely. Does that make it hurt any less? No. It was like, this is not safe viewing. Like, kids are gonna love this. They're like, oh my god, so happy, like singing, look at the funny skeletons, and the adults are like, oh. So yeah, this is not a safe. It's a great film. If you haven't seen it, put it on your list. It's like just good animation, good storytelling. Like, is it very choreographed? Sure, it's a kids movie, but it's also great. And it reminded me a lot of like Soul, the Disney Pixar movie.
I like
Soul.
that movie. I like Soul.
It reminded me a little bit of that, where it was just like it'll hit you hard as a grown person.
Yeah,
I was
that's
looking
like
through our friends' reviews of it too, and some of those were pretty
Pixar.
funny.
Yeah, Pixar is like they were in their era there for a bit where they were just like, we're gonna make you sad with every movie we'll put out. Right? They had. And I feel like they've lost their luster. Pixar doesn't have it anymore. They lost their fastball. But like they had like Up. Up,
Yeah.
dude. For like that scene, I saw that in theaters. I went with my dad and my sisters to see Up, and like I don't know. Let's see. When did that come out? Like I think it was Up movie. When did it come out? It came out in 2009. So I was 18. I was a fully grown college student at that point in time, I guess. And I'm watching that. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna do that in the first 20 minutes of this movie.
Right.
What the hell?
We won't spoil it for those of you that haven't seen it.
It's
but
been out for 15
it's
years.
diabolical.
It's
I
been
know,
out for
but we still can't do it. We
Fine.
can't deprive somebody of having the rich tapestry of life experience that is seeing it. It's about the clown, bro. I'm so sleep deprived. I hate it here. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Anyway, we'll go back to Coco and just Kat's review is so good about this and just says, "Ever tried doing paint by number while watching the final 20 minutes of this movie?" No, would not recommend. Don't do it.
Can I confess I've never seen it.
You should watch it.
I've never seen Coco. I've seen actually that's not true. I've seen bits and pieces of the movie, but I've never seen the whole thing.
You should watch. I genuinely do think you would like it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like Soul. Soul's cool. I like that. Another movie that was like dealt with a lot of like pretty adult themes. Soul.
Yeah, Pixar's a little bit diabolical about that stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
the other movie I watched, which you have also seen briefly, is I watched Weapons today on the plane. That's a hell of a movie to watch on an airplane because there's so much happening. At least my plane ride wasn't as crazy as the way out because I feel like if I had to sit next to like behind Tuna Sandwich Lady while trying to watch Weapons and having to pee, that I would have had a significantly different experience. This movie was absolutely crazy. I get it now why people were like, you should go see this. I don't necessarily feel like I didn't get the full experience by not seeing it in a theater, but going back to your point there, I see like why it would have been enjoyable to do so. It was not scary to me. It didn't have any of like the jump scares that like frightened me, but it was just it was a good story and it was well executed. And I think I see why like Jordan Peele was so bummed out that he didn't get the credit for this movie, that he couldn't like get the bid to be the writer or whatever it was. I gave it 4 stars. You also gave it 4 stars, which makes one of the rare times we've agreed about something.
We agree.
And my review said, "Can it be any soup, or does the devil magic specifically prefer Campbell's?"
Great joke.
Thank you. I was literally cooking up that one. Like, there was about a half hour left in the movie, and you were texting me like it was all over, and I was like, wait, there's more to come. You're like, oh no,
I thought you had
really
finished
wild.
it. Yeah, I thought you had finished it.
No, it was, I won't say it was longer than I thought it was, but to your point that you texted me is like the reveal on that happens maybe a little bit too early, and so then it kind of drags a little for the last like half hour or so. You're just waiting to see how it ends up, but you know how it's going to end
Yeah.
realistically.
That's the reason why I only gave it 4 stars instead of going up higher. Is the reveal of Gladys. She's all over the place at this point, so I'll just people were dressing up as Halloween.
There's drag Gladys. Yeah, it's a whole thing at this point.
The reveal of her place in the story, it just kind of like I was like, I've seen this before. I was hoping for something more interesting and more unique. And so it kind of took, at that point in the movie, it kind of took me out, and I was like, I've seen this before. And then the last like 10, 15 minutes, the very last scenes, 10 minutes or so were awesome. Like the very end of the movie is great. But there's the little chunk in there that kind of took me out, and that's what brought down my grade.
Yeah, I think it was just, I won't say it was missing something, but the tools were not quite assembled in a way that made it like over the top to the 4.5 or 5 star category. Like it had all the pieces, but it almost just it showed its hand a little too early for that.
Yeah.
It would have been fun to be a child actor in the last 15 minutes of that movie. Just like constantly breaking things. Like so many panels of sugar glass just exploded. Yeah, that would have been fun. We both watched that. That's about it for Letterboxd. Finally.
I looked up a list of the every Pixar film ranked from. Wait, hold on a second. Wait.
Oh no. Saddest Pixar films ranked?
Yeah, all 27 Pixar films ranked by their likelihood to make you cry.
Okay.
All right. So this was I think it was from a couple of years ago, so it doesn't have like maybe some of the updated ones. But number 1 on the list is Coco.
Yep. Makes sense.
Number 2 is Toy Story.
The original?
The original, yeah.
I guess I haven't seen that one recently enough.
Dude,
to have,
I would put Toy Story
adult
3. I would put Toy Story 3 in terms of tear jerkers ahead of the original Toy Story. Like, you get to the end of the Toy Story 3, and that is like, damn. And then they go and ruin it, and they made more.
That's how it works.
Number 3 is Finding Nemo. Number 4 is Soul. Number 5 is Toy Story 2. 6 is The
Up is missing.
Incredibles.
Up is missing from the top 5.
Yeah, Ratatouille,
Yeah.
number 7.
Ratatouille.
Yeah,
I don't think I cried at Ratatouille.
Yeah.
I get it, but
yeah. Wall-E, I think I can see Wall-E. Wall-E's kind of
yeah.
like, it's very cute. Inside Out, I've never seen Inside Out.
That was a good one. My adopted children made me watch that because they were like, "Oh my God, you're Riley," because like I used to play hockey or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Is that my personality trait? Okay, sure. It was fine.
Number 10 is
didn't get me.
Turning Red. I watched a little bit of that movie. I like that movie.
Didn't see that one. That's the
watched-
panda one.
Yeah. Number 11, Monsters, Inc. Number 12, Incredibles 2. Toy Story 3 at 13.
Where's Big Hero 6? Also,
Number 4, Up is at 14, which is crazy.
14 of like 27.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's wrong. Mm-hmm. That list is wrong.
Who were you asking for?
Big Hero 6? I don't. Maybe that's not Pixar.
Oh, Big Hero 6 is Disney, I think. That's like an actual Disney.
Yeah, that's just Disney. Never mind. That one got me. I remember.
So yeah, there we go. That's some of the ranking. And then Lightyear is number 27.
Makes sense.
I like that movie. I don't know why people hated that movie. I actually thought that movie
No,
was pretty cool.
nothing. Not a dig on that movie, but like it's not a make you cry kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we at? I think that's good. I think that's good on that. Quickly, tracks of the week.
Tracks of the
have
week.
anything?
Yes. Florence and the Machine's new album came out. It's called Everybody Scream. I'll listen to that a little bit over the weekend. Awesome. Great record.
She's just so good.
Yes.
Yep. I have the new Renee Rapp song from Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which is the third one. That one came out last week on like Thursday. It was just a surprise. Maybe it was a surprise to me anyway. I hadn't seen them posting anything about it, or I didn't know that they were doing like a artist kind of soundtrack. That's a good one. It's called Lucky. It doesn't really sound like anything else that she's made, and I'm not sure I love that sound for her, but it's catchy. And Grammy nominations are out this week on Friday.
Already?
Yeah.
So people will know by the time they listen to it. Listen to us, they will know.
Starting at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern is the nominations on Friday. They'll be announced by a lineup of presenters on the official Grammy YouTube channel and on live.grammy.com. A full list of nominees will be available after the live stream concludes. So I will be doing that. You know where to find me.
The Grammys 2026 are on my birthday. Who knew?
Look at that. Well, maybe you'll have something else to celebrate other than your birthday. Do they always have them on a Sunday?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm trying to remember.
Yes. Generally, yes. Unless sometimes the Super Bowl, I think they might change it or something.
Oh,
but
so fair.
yeah.
Yeah. The only sporting event that matters, depending on who wins, because obviously the World Series didn't matter at all, and I wasn't completely gutted by that result. So sports aren't real. Why do we care about sports anyway? Yeah. They can't hurt us if we don't care about them.
Can I tell a quick story about what was happening during Game 7? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Game 7 happening on Saturday night. And same night as there's a NASCAR race going on, the race wraps up. And so we're all in the media center. After, going out and grabbing, our content and whatnot, we all come back inside and we pop the game on. It's the sixth inning or whatever. And, not much going on. And then it just so happens that all the press conferences start to happen late in the game. So we have the NASCAR Xfinity Series champion on the dais doing his press conference in like the ninth inning of the game.
Oh no. Yeah.
In the eighth and it was, I think it was the ninth inning. Yeah. And so all of us were like locked in our computers while the board champion is up on the dais, completely unbeknownst to him that this is happening. And so all of us, like the three of us that were watching it, some stuff that was happening in that game, we're just like, and we're having to like whisper to each other what was going on while the champion is up on the dais talking. Probably not very professional of any of us to be doing that, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Sorry, Jesse, you're great. We love you. He's actually sponsored by Lucas Oil. And yeah, so we were a little bit distracted watching Game 7. Then I ended up staying like after the press conference until the game wrapped up, and yeah, it ended in a ridiculous fashion. So whatever.
I was so ready to celebrate. Like, I really thought that like knowing all the words to the Canadian national anthem was finally going to be a life skill I was going to get to use other than like at a hockey game. We were so ready for that. And then there were a couple of times that my mom walked out to my dad and I watching the game in the living room, and I just had like my head in my hands. She's like, is this a bad time? Like, go back to where you were, because when you came out here, bad things started happening. Like, it was that kind of game where we were forcing people into superstitions. We're like, you were in there when they scored the last run, so go back in there.
Yes.
And I mean, when that game got tied in the ninth, it was like, okay, you could tell how, and it was like when it got tied in the ninth, and then when the Blue Jays didn't score in the bottom of the ninth, you could just feel what was gonna happen. And at that point, I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. Like, we all know how this ends, right? Just wake me up if it doesn't, but we all know how this is gonna turn out.
Yeah.
And then it did. So
30 million people watched that game at one point. Were tuned in.
it was a good game. It was good
30 million.
baseball. It was good baseball, especially if you like didn't really have like a horse in the race, and you.
It
were
was
just
truly like
interested in
it's
good
it's
baseball.
been really hard for me, especially to be interested in the World Series. If I mean, Diamondbacks obviously made it in 2023, but like other than that, like I'm usually not locked into the World Series all that often. Like I'll pop in and watch a game depending on what it is, but like this World Series from Game 1 to Game 7 is up there in terms of the best World Series I've ever seen. Like I think every game came down to the final few innings of every game. Every game was close for the most part. And you had two of the great games in World Series history, Game 3 and Game 7. You had shenanigans happening at all costs. You had the ground rule double that shouldn't have been a ground rule double, but the Dodgers whined about it and got the call and cost the Blue Jays the game. And so it's up there. Like 2016 and 2001 were like the only other two World Series that I can put up there in the last 25 years is like remembering where I was when certain things from that World Series were happening. And so this is right up there.
I just can't recall a crazier pitching lineup than what the Dodgers rolled out in Game 7. Was like they just kept going. They kept cutting to the bullpen, and it was like another member of the Avengers in the bullpen. You're like, aren't they out of these guys by now? It was like, my goodness gracious. I've never seen. It would have been a complete and utter failure for them not to have won with how much money those guys are paid and with like the caliber of their players. Yeah, but it was absolutely absurd that they had that in their bullpen and that those guys could all pitch on like a day of rest.
Yeah.
It was like, Yamamoto, can you go back out there? He's like, I don't know, my arm's probably gonna fall off, but sure, I can throw 2 1/3 innings.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
That's not human.
I mean that right there, that is old school 1970s baseball. And I look, we hate the Dodgers on this show, but you got, when people are good, you gotta, and Yamamoto is about as good as you're ever going to see in a World Series in terms, and in playoffs from start to finish. One of the great performances since like Madison Bumgarner back in the day. Do you remember that? Remember Madison
when that dude was
Bumgarner?
throwing like 1 billion innings during the Giants World Series runs.
Yeah.
They were like, Bumgarner, can you? And he didn't care about any of that. He's like, I'm excited about the truck that they give the World Series MVP. Like, it's like, I like that Chevy Colorado. Sure, I can pitch some more. Do I get the truck at the end? You're like, yes, Madison, you do get the truck if they pick you. He was hitting
Different.
home runs too. He was built different. That was the
Yeah.
era in which like Bumgarner and Kershaw could both hit home runs. You're like,
Yeah.
what are we witnessing? This was before two-way players.
Yeah. This is before
This
Otani.
was when pitchers had to bat. This was when
Yes.
this is before universal DH.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that are new to this. Yeah, the pitchers used to have to hit, and sometimes it went really badly. Yeah.
I miss those days. I'm gonna be honest. Was I was one of the people that was like old white dude. Like, how dare you get rid of the pitcher in the lineup?
I miss it from like a gamesmanship and like a tactician perspective because it forced you to make more decisions about who you were pinch hitting, like who you had in
Mm-hmm.
your bullpen, like et cetera, et cetera. Because you couldn't just infinitely have a DH. So it forced you to have to really be a good manager and plan ahead on that stuff. But also, most of the pitchers did not want to hit. They're like, please don't make us
Yeah.
do this.
Oh, I have a before we go. Speaking of the Dodgers, and we can wrap up with this. I have a book recommendation for everybody. I don't have it because it's out in the other room. But I've been reading this book about how the Dodgers moved to Los Angeles and got Dodger Stadium built. It's called Stealing Home. It's called Stealing Home, and it is such a fascinating read because it just doesn't tell the story of from the Dodgers perspective, and it does have that in the latter half of the book, but the book is mainly focused on the people and the residents of that Chavez Ravine area prior to the Dodgers coming to town. And it talks about how most of the people in this community were Mexican immigrants and how they moved, like the main family it focuses on moves from Mexico. They came to Arizona first in southern Arizona in the copper mines, and they worked in the copper mines and they set up there. And then eventually the copper mines were starting to go away, and then they moved to LA and they settled in the Chavez Ravine area of Los Angeles right when it was starting to grow in the late teens and early 20s. Um, and and so the book kind of progresses this family story and the story of this community, and how they got effed over by the government, the Dodgers, and everybody involved, and basically got told, "Hey, we know you've been here for 30 years, and you're very important to the Los Angeles community, and the Mexican American community is very important to Los Angeles. But you know what? We're gonna take your property without their
Mm-hmm.
consent." And so it weaves in this story of that family of the how the housing community, like the communism and the Red Scare is involved. It's a really fascinating read. I recommend people check it out. It's really good. The basis of the entire book is that Dodger stadiums shouldn't exist. So I was thinking
Yeah, if
about
you're
that.
looking for more reasons to be mad about the Dodgers, just
Yes.
like they evicted a bunch of people from like public housing land to build a
Yes.
stadium there. So,
Correct.
yep. Nice. You
Yeah.
should be a Padres fan if you're in Southern California.
Correct.
There you go. We've recruited all of you. So, okay. We went over. Not too bad. Not too bad, but we went over. I'm
Shocker.
surprised I made it this
Why?
long. Yeah, shocker.
Why is it that every time we come on the show and we say we don't have anything to talk about, we still talk for an hour and a half and we cannot shut up?
I'm starting to think we need to have things to talk about. Otherwise, we might go forever.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We have a race this weekend, so we will at least have that to talk about next week. Grammy nominations are coming out. We would like to give a congratulations as well to the Mr. and Mrs. LeClaire on their engagement, Leo's mom and dad, formerly. We'll talk a little bit more about that next week. We'll probably find out some more details. And that's all I got. You got anything else?
No. No.
Cool.
The Batman is a Halloween movie.
Okay, awesome. You can follow us for all of those bad takes at OHOBC Pod on what do you have there?
No, this is the back page of this comic book that I
I was
have.
like,
That
is
from
that Neil
two,
deGrasse Tyson? Like,
this is
what's the
2011. This is actually, what's crazy is I remember watching this when it first aired. It's called The Fabric of the Cosmos. Actually, really interesting. But
That's
anyway,
on PBS.
I need to shut up. I need to
Great.
shut up. For goodness.
You could follow us at OHOBC
I can keep
Pod
going.
on.
Trust me.
Nope,
There's
we
a,
know.
there's
We
a
know
new
you
Ken
can.
Burns documentary about the American Revolution coming out in a couple weeks.
Please, no. No more Ken Burns on the podcast. Uh, we are on Twitter and Instagram. And
Go change your
stop
board.
it! And on TikTok and on YouTube. And
Last
we're
Ken
not
Burns
doing
man.
any more Ken Burns. That's it. No more Ken Burns. We'll see you next time.